Hey, Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Chakadash, the ones, the apostles of great millstone that rule well, and Shalom to brothers in the highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully and continually fighting the good fight of faith. Lord willing, we're finding that number to be delivered. All right, so this is going to be a real quick one. I was kind of meditating on it, wasn't going to speak on it, but I'm just going to say a few words, bring out a couple of scriptures, and this is concerning the importance of men dying on this side. Okay. You know, when that whole debate thing went on, and these men had professed that they're not going to die over here, you know, you really got to ask yourself the question, man: Are they truly? Are they truly? Do they truly believe that they can't die, being in captivity, being subject to the vile things of this earth, the chemicals, the food, and not to mention the hand of the devil when the Lord gives him the green light to commit to slaying those that fear the Lord. All this thing is being set up for a particular reason, man. And dying is a key thing that's going to take place so prophecy in the Lord can be glorified. All right. So let me get a couple of scriptures here. This is Revelation 14 and 12 and 13. I'm gonna get right to the points. And it says, "Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that kept the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai." The point: I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, "Write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth." All right. Why is it making a mention of blessed are the dead that die in the Lord? Because in these last days, there are going to be men that are going to give up the spirit who truly believe and trust in the Lord. All right. And like I said a little earlier, it's going to be a component of the glorification of the Lord. And you'll see what I mean. We get a couple more scriptures. All right. But to walk around on this planet thinking you're invincible, being in captivity, being under the rule of your enemy, being subject to your enemy's, wicked decrees, if you will. Our life hangs in the balance over here, man. We don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. But we pray and hope. We hope and pray that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai covers us. Okay. Now, let me read verse 13, and it says, "I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth." Now, when it says from henceforth, right, it means from this point forward. Blessed are the dead. So it's telling you, from this point forward, there's going to be men that are going to die. That's what the word henceforth means. From this point forward. Okay? So this is why it's written that way. But it also follows up with this: "Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them." What labors? All right? They're going to be martyrs in this thing. These are the men who are on the highways and byways. These are the men that truly believe. These are the men that have faith. And these are the men that the Lord has selected to be those martyrs. All right? This ain't well, I'm not going to be one of those martyrs. How do you know? You don't know what the Lord has in store for you. So are we subject to death? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And it says, the last thing it says is, "and their works do follow them." Meaning what? The Lord's not going to forget your labor of love that you put into this thing while you was on this planet, man, while you had the Spirit in you. He's not going to forget that. But a lot of you men don't understand this. It says, "and their works do follow them." Now, let's go from here. Let's go to Matthew 27 and starting at, I'm going to start right to the point. I'm going to start at 50. And it says, Yahushua, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the spirit. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from top to bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent. 52. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose. Okay? Now, many bodies of the saints arose when Yahushua gave up the spirit. All right? So again, being in this thing that we're involved in, death is a necessity. Those men who were those saints who was following Yahushua, who believed in Yahushua and believed in the spirit, I'll say, was put to death for that reason. Now let's listen. Now let's keep reading. And it says, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city, and appeared unto many. Now, if you really think about it, right, there was earthquakes back in that time. All right, there were different things and signs in the heavens and the skies, all these things that took place. But what really made the majority of these people probably believe was the fact that these men that were in these graves came out of their graves and went into the city and appeared unto many. That in itself put people in the position of, this was the Son of the Most High. How can something like this take place if this wasn't the Son of the Most High? Okay? And again, like I said at the beginning of this lesson, the dying of men is also for the purpose of the glorification of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Not saying it's the only, but it's a component of the glorification of the Lord. All right? So, when Yahushai gave up the spirit, those graves opened up and the men came out. Let's follow up. Let's follow up with that. Okay? Let's go to the book of Acts, the 1st chapter, and we'll jump down to the 11th verse. Now, this is when Yahushua gave up the spirit. This is what the angel said. Verse 11. It says, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go unto heaven. Okay? So, what happened when the Lord went up into heaven? They felt the earth quake. They felt the skies get dark. They seen those graves open up. They seen them bodies come out. All right? So now, let's go to the parallel of this. This is 1 Thessalonians 4. Start at 16 and 17. I start at 15. It says, for this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. Okay? So there's going to be a time when these men who are sleeping, a special thing is going to happen. Continuing on. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout. All right. Now back during the time of Acts, the angels asked the men, why you stand here looking up? Because Yahushua gave up the spirit and he ascended up into heaven. Right. Now we saying this. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High. And the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. Okay? So the dead is going to rise first. So in like manner, when you seen him go, the dead rose. Like manner, when he's going to return, the dead are going to rise and be caught up. Okay? So again, it is necessary. It is necessary and imperative that men die on this side, man. Don't know what the hell these cats are thinking. You think you're immortal? You think you can just run around and jump in front of a fucking train and stop it? Let's see you do some. Let's see you brothers do that. Let's see you men do that. Go out there and jump in front of a locomotive and see what happens to your ass. Okay? Go on the freeway, get out the car, and walk across that damn freeway. See what's going to happen. To sit there and put the thought and the belief in your head that you can't die on this side. Psalms 82 says, "Ye are gods, but ye shall die like men." Now, being recognized as a god is a powerful thing. You know, being labeled as us being gods is a powerful thing. But what is the conclusion of that? We're going to die like men. Okay? So yes, we will die. And those who believe in the Lord are going to die. Some men are going to be slated for that lot. But again, it's only going to be to the glorification of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai to raise you up. And those non-believers are going to be in shock and awe because of them being raised up and being seen and the Lord being glorified. Okay? And then it says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. All right? So that's what's going to happen, man. But the point being made is these men who are going to be raised up, at the first, are men that have died in believing in Yahweh Shai, as it is written, they which die in the Lord. And again, I didn't want to really get into this, but I thought a little bit of edification could come out of it. So, the Spirit was on me to do it. All right? And brothers out there, we can't be too shocked or shocked at all about how this thing is working, and I've said it before, and many other brothers said it before. If you depart from Great Millstone, just bow out gracefully, man, and continue in the work and the things that you have learned, and push and preach and teach the word. The scriptures say you'll be meditating on the prophecies. This is what we've been set up to do. These very same individuals, if you brothers remember, they did it. They were outside speaking, and they were so angry that one of them was screaming at the top of his lungs and trying to, just whatever he was mad at, I don't know. But here you have Sakari and his brothers, laying y'all out with a spiritual slashing, as Crazy Isaiah used to say, a spiritual slashing. You can't say it was Great Millstone. You can't say that. So clearly, your doctrine is skewed and viewed and skewed by many outside of Great Millstone, because you have an all-out assault on the men of Great Millstone, and that all-out assault is in vain, man. It's for what? Because we're not the only ones that see it. You embarrass yourselves. You left your troops on the battlefield. A war left his troops on the battlefield, never to return again. So again, as it is written in the book of Acts, if this thing be of the Most High, you can't overthrow it. But if it be of men, it'll come to naught. And clearly, that shit is of men and it's coming to naught. So with that, I'm going to end it there. Lord willing, there was a little bit of edification that was brought out of this. And again, I don't know what I'm going to entitle this, but death is necessary in this kingdom. I say shalom.